I was flying on a red-eye flight from Hawaii to Anchorage when a passenger lost consciousness and fell onto me in my seat. The lights were all off because it was a red-eye, and coming out of my sleep, I was just really confused about what was happening at that point. I realized at the time that this person was experiencing a medical emergency, and I was able to get help from other passengers to lay him onto the ground. So when I realized that something was wrong, that was when the flight attendant had come up and asked if I needed anything. At that point, his eyes were open, but he wasn't responding to me. And I was feeling for his pulse, but his pulse was very weak and thready, so it was there, but barely there. So I knew that this man was either about to potentially go into cardiac arrest or something bad was about to happen. At that point, I realized that he was sick, he wasn't responding to me, and we needed to get AED pads on him because his pulse was dropping very rapidly. Because I was able to provide the medical control, all the information about this passenger who is now my patient, they were able to grant me permission to start the IV, start the fluids, and then go from there. We were able to move him to the front of the airplane in the galley. A few minutes later, he started to come around a little bit more, and medication to keep him from getting sick. When we landed, the Anchorage Fire Department took him off the plane and transported him to the local hospital. I was waiting for my next flight from Anchorage to Fairbanks, and as I was walking away from the gate, I noticed this gentleman was walking towards me. So I noticed as he was extending his hand that he had a challenge coin. But challenge coins, the uniqueness in them is that they're given for different acts of service. As he reached out his hand to give me the challenge coin, he reached out his other hand to shake my hand, and he thanked me for saving his brother. And as we talked a little bit more, I realized that he was one of the officers that was traveling with this gentleman that I had been taking care of in the plane. Overall, I am really glad that I was sitting right behind him that day, and I was able to help him. And not only do I hope that he did recover and he is okay, but for him being an officer in our armed forces, I just hope that he knows how grateful I am, and that if I could, I would shake his hand and thank him for serving our country. And it was an honor for me to be able to help him.